So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the vlogging setups that I use almost on a daily basis and up. Okay, so first I'm going to review my main vlogging setup. Okay, so let's get into the pros and cons about the T3i and the GorillaPod. Let's start with the pros since it is my main setup. One of the pros that comes to it when you're vlogging with it is that it has a tripod mount on the bottom of the camera to mount your GorillaPod to. So it's really reliable if you want to set it up on, say, an Amazon Basics tripod where you're filming in a studio and you want it facing down towards you. It's just a really good compact thing to have on a DSLR camera. Another thing is a hot shoe mount, because if you want to attach an external microphone, it's really good because that way you don't have to put a piece of Velcro on your camera. That way you can just slide on the microphone and it's just on the top of your camera. And also another thing to do with external mics is a microphone jack. If you want better audio, which most DSLRs do not have good built-in audio, a microphone jack gives you a great opportunity to get better audio, like attaching a Rode microphone or a Takstar microphone. I personally like the Takstar better because it runs on AA batteries. Also because you can adjust the sound, and it's very directional, where the Rode microphones can kind of go all over the place in audio. Okay, so now let's get into the cons of the T3i when it comes to vlogging. In my mind, there's only one big con about it, is that it does not have autofocus. Okay, so in a minute we'll be talking about the pros and the cons of the GoPro Hero 7 Black. But for right now, we're going to stop at my friend's house here. We're going to 7-Eleven. Okay, we decided that we're gonna go to Dairy Queen now. There it is. Okay, so we're just getting into Dairy Queen. Okay, so we had to get 2 smalls because Maddie got a large. Okay, so now we feel bad for bitching about the whole thing because this is gonna last us. Okay, so now we're back at the studio from Dairy Queen, and now we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons of the GoPro Hero 7 Black when it comes to vlogging. So let's start with the pros. The first pro with this is that it comes with hyper smooth. This is by far the best feature of this camera, because when you're vlogging and if you're running like Casey Neistat, you can always see it's kind of shaky. But if you're it's just when you're running or if you're just walking in general, it'll keep it really smooth, like you're just standing there in place and like it's on a tripod. And then if you put it on a camera grip, you're not going to get any unstable footage at all. And this is just by far the best feature, and it's the best built-in stabilization out of any camera ever made. Now the second, it does 4K at 60 frames per second and 30 and 24, which is very good because at 4K at 24 frames per second, you can get a very cinematic vlog look, and it will just make your vlogs look a lot better. And the next pro with this is that it can do 1080 up to 240 frames per second. So you can really get good slow motion and still really good quality out of this. And it comes with something called hyper slow-mo, which is where it really just slows it down. See, most slow motions on DSLRs are kind of like that. This is kind of like really smooth. So the slow motion on this is unbeatable right now on cameras. And then also another pro about this is that it comes with a time-lapse feature built in, so you don't have to get some other software like Magic Lantern or anything like I've had to do with my DSLR. It's just a very good compact, like camera. Also, it's waterproof, so if you're doing any action videos underwater, it's just a really good thing to use. And overall, this is a really good compact vlogging setup. But there are more cons about this camera that there are pros, which I hate saying it, but the number one is that it doesn't have a microphone jack. So you have to get an audio adapter, which costs just over $100, which I find, because it's probably more than the microphone you're going to be using, it's really just not a good solution. And alright, and then now the next con is that it doesn't have a hot shoe mount. So even if you do get the adapter, you're still going to have to get a case if you need a microphone for a hot shoe mount. Most people just use a Ceramic SR XM1 microphone. I would use a shotgun mic for this, but if you were going to do that, you would have to get the Ulanzi V2 vlogging case. And also another con about this is that, well, it doesn't come with a tripod mount either. So once again, you still have to get the Ulanzi case, and it's just really a pain. Also, another con, you can't really add features, like you can't really add filters right away. You have to buy another separate case for that, and it just doesn't really work. And there's also another con about this is that a lot of their mounts and tripods have different mounts. They don't always use this tripod mount that I have here. So if you're going to be using that kind of grip, if you're if you're doing that thing above water where it's where your water's spraying down and then you try to stay up and you're holding it, like how Casey Neistat broke that one guy's, that has a different mount, so you'd have to buy another mount for it. And also another thing is that it really doesn't have great audio. It's usable, but it's not as good as my phone right here that I'm using. So really it has more cons than pros, which is a thing that I really dislike about this camera. So what vlogging setup is better for vlogging between the Rebel T3i and the GorillaPod, between the GoPro Hero 7 Black and usually the Manfrotto, but I'm using the Manfrotto for the phone right now. I use this on a daily basis because it comes with the hot shoe mount, a microphone jack, also an HDMI port in case you're attaching a USB mic. It comes with a flip out screen, and it's also a tilt and swivel screen, which you aren't getting on the GoPro, and it's really a pain in the ass to get one for the GoPro. And this is just more dynamic to use because it comes with a tripod mount and a hot shoe mount and everything. And it also does come with a full 1080p. And this does come with 4K, but this doesn't actually show as much color. This is better color. So if you were willing to spend a bit more money and get a waterproof action camera that does 4K, but you're sacrificing color on it, I would definitely get this. But if you want something that's spread around, has more abilities, including a hot shoe mount, to attach an external mic, to attach a USB mic, and to attach something like a Joby GorillaPod, I would definitely recommend this over the GoPro. But in my mind, they're both usable. I both have used them in the past. See what's happening here? I'm not sure what that is, but the lighting's just a bit weird here. But I would definitely recommend this camera over the GoPro just because it has more abilities. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye!